Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today TV. I'm Sakshi Batra, and this is the discussion on the earnings season. We have with us somebody very, very special joining right in. Ms. Vibha Padalkar joins in. She's the MD and CEO of HDFC Life Insurance to talk about the Q1 earnings highlights and what to really expect going forward from here. Welcome to Business Today TV, Vibha, and thank you so much for taking the time out. First up, help us understand the key highlights of this quarter growth.
So thank you for having me. We've had a holistic quarter. This is in terms of top line growth on an APE basis, growth of 22%. And all our channels did well, including our proprietary channels, agency and direct channels. Also, if you were to look at in terms of overall term APE, that did well. Also, if you were to look at the quality of business on 13th and on 61st month persistency, we saw expansion there to 88% and 54%. Our profit after tax came out of COVID, thankfully, and to deliver a 21% growth at 365 crores. And finally, on our new business margins, we saw expansion at 26.8%, as well as growth in our value of new business at 25% to end at 510 crores. So like I mentioned to you, reasonably satisfied with both top line, bottom line, and quality of business.
Absolutely. So congratulations on those numbers and coming back into profits right there, and substantial increase of 21% on a year-on-year basis right there. So how are you looking at the COVID situation right now, Vibha? We're again seeing some surge, in the past few days that has been reported. Of course, this is the previous quarter's earnings. So help us understand what has been the impact really of the COVID claims. What kind of claims have you seen on the death as well this quarter?
I'm happy to report and also relieved that COVID claims have now normalized. It's become part of our normal death claims. Just to give you a sense of some numbers, so we did have a COVID excess mortality reserve of 55 crores. Now we have carrying forward about 25 crores. For the standalone quarter one, our COVID claims were about 18 crores, which is about half of what we saw in the previous quarter, which is the last quarter of the last financial year. So trending very well right now.
Okay. So what areas would be your growth focus areas going forward from here? Any particular areas that you're going to be extremely focused top notch?
Absolutely. So we are very focused on growing our proprietary business. I made a mention about that just now. So our agency business, our direct channel, some of our bespoke, for example, our defense channel focuses certainly there on that. Another aspect is focusing on some of our new relationships, a lot of new banker partners that we have signed up. And there has been a good upward trajectory that we're seeing over there, and we'll continue to have more feet on street, engagement, new products, incentive rollouts, all of that together, so that we're able to move into the second half of the year in a very meaningful manner.
Right. Recently we also heard a lot of news about how life insurance companies were also getting permission to sell health indemnity. Help us understand your views on this, and are you going forward in this direction at all?
So we have been pushing that agenda at HDFC Life for the last 4 years. And the reason for that is there are a couple of reasons. One is we used to sell a lot of health indemnity around 2015-16 and had good plans for that. And that was curtailed. And thereafter, what we do find is this is a missing link in terms of solution for the customer. Let's look at it from the customer's point of view, wherein right now to buy this part of health insurance, you come to a life insurer like fixed benefit, Mediclaim, you go to a say standalone health insurer. Maybe for overseas medical, you go to a general insurer. It's not customer friendly by any stretch of imagination. Second aspect is today at least 63-64% is out of pocket spend, and which means that the customer has next to no insurance, medical insurance. Right. So what is the need of the hour? Need of the hour is to make it more customer friendly. Second is that we need to be out there where the customer is, so that health penetration continues to increase meaningfully. With those two-pronged objectives, our appeal to our regulator would be allow us to manufacture and sell health indemnity, and let us see over the next 5 years what we make of that opportunity.
Okay. Also, help us, your views on the premiums front right now. We have seen in the past few months, in the quarters as well, premiums have been rising. Do you see them stabilizing now at this current levels?
Yeah, presumably you're referring to premiums on retail term. So
Yes.
yes, they did go up early this calendar year. I do see them stabilizing, all things
Mhm.
being equal on the pandemic front.
Okay. And also wanted to understand from you, we've also seen recently very big developments coming in on the group level as well. The HDFC and HDFC Bank merger coming into way. So how is that going to also, say, perhaps benefit you?
So what will happen post the merger and regulatory approvals coming through is that our largest distributor, which is HDFC Bank, will also become our promoter. And so, like they have also articulated, HDFC Bank folks have also articulated that it will
Mm.
become either a subsidiary or, nevertheless, regardless of the shareholding structure, it will be the promoter. And so there will be full alignment both as a distributor and as a owner of the company. And we look forward to that. I think again, going back to the customer, what is important is that how are we solutioning for the needs of HDFC Bank's customers? How are we servicing them? How are we being able to have a one HDFC concept so that we're able to service customers of HDFC Bank a lot better?
Okay, understood that. Now, as we understand, as far as HDFC Life is concerned, we do know that you are one of the leaders in the overall new business and the individual new business segments as well in the private sector. Going forward from here, if you could help us understand what is the outlook on the market share that you could share with our viewers?
See, market share is an outcome. What we do is that we look at how we can calibrate top line, bottom line, quality of business, the risk on our balance sheet, and so on. So we have continued to stay amongst the top three, both in individual business and group business, and that is something that we are fairly confident of retaining our position.
Okay. Could you also share with all our viewers the outlook for FY23 as a whole on the growth front and also help us understand what could be perhaps some challenges to that growth forecast, if you could share?
So we have put out last quarter our scorecard for the last 4 years, and we have doubled almost every metric, if not higher. Again, top line as well as profitability, which roughly translates to a growth of about 18 odd percent, 18, 19%. And I'm reasonably confident of having a repeat performance of what we did over the past 4 years once again. So that's the kind of performance. So anything between 17 to 20% kind of a growth on the individual on APE should definitely be possible.
Okay. And any challenges or risks to the growth factors going forward? What would they be?
There are always some headwinds. For example, what we're facing right now on inflation, especially in the term space, if there's a lot of volatility, that is causing some of the being a dampener on sentiments that can always have a lagged effect if it lingers around for too long. But barring that, I think the fundamentals of insurance, thanks to the pandemic, are now better understood than they were 2 years ago.
Okay. And since we are in the rising interest rate scenario, any impact of that?
We would see limited impact of that. Yes, we do track and publish our sensitivity to interest rates, but the products also become fairly attractive. And we are seeing that uptick on our annuity business as well as on our deferred annuity business, on our non-par business, and so on.
Okay, understood that. Well, thank you so much, Vibha, for being with us and sharing all these insights about the Q1 earnings and all the very best for the future quarters as well. Thanks a lot for sharing your time with us.
Thank you so much.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share, and subscribe.